Hello, and welcome back. I'm Claire. This is Purple Poppy, and as you can see, we're on Sunday stitching. Now, I've got to be honest and say, my brain's a bit like Spaghetti Junction at the moment. We're supposed to be working on Stitch the Season, which is this piece, because we are in between the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery prompts. But I've lost my mojo with this. So then I said to you about making some scrappy hearts, and I made a start with the intention of finishing these with you today. And yeah, I've done it. So we're not doing hearts. So then I started on the Jennifer Colston little panel that she did with the intention of finishing it with you today. And yeah, I've gone on and finished it. I'm a nightmare. I can't, I can't focus on stopping and starting. So on this principle, where this was all stitches, I'd like some more fabric. So I've taken another piece of white cotton. This is actually quite a bit bigger. And I've just thought that actually I need to trim that down. So let's just put a pin in there and trim that, because ideally I'd like to make these into like a botanical book. So I'm just gonna trim that off before I start working to my drawing, because then I'm gonna have all sorts of problems, aren't I? So because I won't be able to cut it once I've started stitching it. Right, so yeah, this one that Jennifer did was all stitches. I loved it, I had great fun with it, and laying all these whites in the background made an effect that I hadn't fully appreciated before. I mean, this piece of lace almost looks like a fence panel, and maybe the pathway, I don't know, but anyway. So I'd like to use more fabrics. I am aware that Corinne has just done a beautiful flower in layers, and I think that's what I'm going to do. So the first thing I want to do is start to build up my layers. Now I've drawn very roughly, I'm no artist, sort of Black Eyed Susan, Lazy Daisy, whatever you want to call it. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this piece of netting right to the back, like so. If need be, I can trim it again when we're finished. So I think I'd like that at the back, but I want to cut a bit off because I want it to fill the whole thing. And I suppose this is my way of working out if I did actually learn something from Jennifer or whether I didn't. So that is totally not straight, but anyway, so I think we're going to raise that to the top there, like so. And this is what she called preparing her background. If you haven't seen the video, of laying down these interesting fabrics to get started with. So I'm thinking maybe a piece of that never thought about laying down a background before, really haven't, just gone in and done the stitches. But then I guess this is where, after a few months of doing it, my stitching is starting to mature, if you like. So I say a few months, almost a year now, but yeah, and I like that idea that I'm obviously growing with it, and I hope you are too. I can just about see my flower under there. And then I thought this piece, because I loved the idea that this lace had made this like fence panel, I've got this piece that I thought I would lay there again as fence panel. So bring the holes below because we don't want the holes on the top. And also you've got obviously very different textures, although I'm conscious now that we've got hardly any of our background cotton. Does that matter? I don't think so. So I'm just going to trim this off. Like so, so that it fits properly. I'm feeling now, having said about seeing the background, that this is too big. So I'm going to offer that there, I think, like so. There, turn that over, get rid of that. What is going on here, Claire? There we go. Now I'm happier because I can see a little bit more of that. We could even actually take more of this off. We don't need it going all the way to the top. That's better. Okay, so need to run a simple sewing thread through and tack all of that down. Or what we could do is, see, I am semi-learning because I'm thinking we did this herringbone stitch to hold it down there, and then it was just the actual embroidery that held down the rest of it. So maybe that's what we do. We'll do herringbone down there and down there, and perhaps we get a bit arty with it, so we'll over the top there halfway, but then we'll start sort of there and come past. Right, I was totally unorganised. I've not bought my white thread. Just 1 second. Okay, I'm back, sorry. So this is the Sheepies 105. I think it's something like Bridal White is the name of it. So I'm just going to look at stitching this. Now you will notice you're a lot closer today. I had a comment that people couldn't see my stitches, so could I come closer? So I've got a little sticky washi tape line here, so that we know where we are. And I know it's not proper quilter's knot, I'm very silly, aren't I? Right, so right, I'm going to go across about a centimetre, pull my thread. Now I'm not 100% sure that you're supposed to put your thread through the loop to do herringbone, but I like the way it looks when you do that, so that's what I'm doing. So Jennifer said it's easier to keep it straight if you have it on the angle, you know, rather than not on the angle. If you have it portrait rather than landscape. So just, I feel like as soon as I get on camera I'm all fingers and thumbs, and yet when I do it sitting on the sofa, it just goes. It's weird, isn't it? It's like the camera does something to you. And then there. So obviously I'm aware that I am stitching white on white, which is making it a little bit difficult for you to see, but the whole idea of that is that when it's finished, now this is not good herringbone, Claire, this is very bad. I think that I've made the mistake of wrapping that, and you're not supposed to. So I'm going to unpick that. So, look, we're learning together today. Okay. I think what I need to do actually is go back, isn't it, over that stitch. Anyway, let's not worry too much about it. We're going to get a stitch there that's going to hold down our fabric. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little back stitch there and then come up there, and then do a little back stitch and come up there. Is that what I'm supposed to be doing? I can't even remember now. Well, no, because I've got no cross line. Oh, for goodness sake. Right, I think what I'm probably going to have to do, turn the camera off, work out where I'm going wrong, and then come back to you. That is silly, isn't it? Or is it because of that original weird stitch there? Yeah, it might be because of that original stitch. Actually, do you know what? I'm not going to turn the camera off. We're going to muff it up together. Because, if nothing else, it'll show you what not to do. And yet I did that on there. Did it on here. No problem at all. Right, so what do you do here, Claire? Right, you go behind at the back. Right, that's what you do. That's where I've gone wrong. So, shall we try that again? See if we can get it right. You know, third time lucky and all that. You're probably bored and turned off the camera and gone away by now, haven't you? And I can't say as I'd blame you, really. But there you go. Right. Let's try this again. So we go to the furthest point, which is there, and then we come back behind. Yes, that's it. So then you go to the furthest point, and come back on yourself. I mean, don't take my word for it. Go and ask someone who knows what they're doing. So, furthest point, back to yourself. Yes, there we go. Furthest point, back to yourself. There we go. Turning the needle towards me, straight line, furthest point, back to myself. We got it. I don't know why I was putting the thread through the loop, the needle through the loop of the thread. I had a crazy 5 minutes for some reason. And I tell you what, you've got to be an expert to do, oh look, right, do you know what, I'm not unpicking it again, I'm going to move it down a bit, there we go, like that. I'm not unpicking it again, really not. Right, so now furthest point, sorry, what I was saying was you've got to be an expert to do all the information that Jennifer does in 15 minutes. She departs so much information, she stitches so quickly, it's unbelievable. I feel like my stitches are getting ginormous now. So I'm growing, but not very well. Actually, I think I might have just learnt something now. If you make your furthest point so that your return stitch is level with that one, that is probably what I'm supposed to be doing, you know. So if I go here, my return stitch is going to be level with the bottom of that stitch, and that is probably how you keep it neat and you get your stitches all regulated. What do you think? Yeah, do you know, I think I've taught myself something there without realising. Yeah, so going up, so that's going to be my outie, so that's going to be my innie. Do you see what I mean? And then I think, yeah, look at that, we are motoring now, I think, with nice neat stitches. Let's see. Yeah, you see, since I realised that they're all the same size, so that is what I call good. Now I'm gonna put that one in, but I'm not going to finish it, so because I only wanted to come some of the way, didn't I? Right, so we've learnt something there, which I think is awesome. I think if you can stitch mindfully, so rather than relaxed and wondering about your day, but mindful about what you're stitching, then things like that become quite obvious to you. What was it? I was doing something the other day and I realised that if I did it in a different way, then it would look completely different. So yeah, anyway, right, so now we're going to start behind the fence. Sorry, I'm just doing my needle. So we're going to start behind the fence, we're going to start there, and we're going over, back to ourselves, and then in and out to line that up. Oh, I'm so pleased with myself. So chuffed with myself I am, because I've just realised that. And obviously if I was doing this in a contrasting colour, it would all be much more obvious to you, but I want the white on white because it's set, although it's there, it fades into the background, and that is what you want, I think, when you're preparing these backgrounds. I think that's the idea anyway. must remember I'm not supposed to go all the way, am I? So I think one more. So I'm going to come in and out, take the strand up there, and then I'm just going to go straight back down next to it like that. And now we can put our fence back. So this has stitched through that, which has stitched through that, and it's come all the way obviously through the back. So it's only the fence panel now that's not held down. And I think what we're going to do is obviously take that pin out, because we don't need those anymore. In fact, I don't think Jennifer ever puts a pin in. Here, what I'm going to do is finish off this cotton, because it's all the way up the top here. Whoops. And now, whoops, I've lost my thread again. Slippery little sucker. Get in there. So here's another Filmland term. Doing it all the time, aren't I? Right, what we're going to do is I'm going to do that one, that one, that one, and then maybe that one down there, just to hold the fence panel on and make it decorative. So I'm going to go with this one here, like that. I'm just going over the little star that's already there. So go over that one. There we go, that's that star. And then I'm going to go to this one and go over this one. Like so. And then done that one, missed that one. I'm going to do this one. So I hope that's a better, bigger view for you. The lady that commented and said she would like to see the stitches more close. Okay. So I've just got those 2, 3, 4. I think I'm just going to do this one here at the bottom. No, I've already done that one. No, I haven't. Going mad, seriously. Yeah, no, I haven't. So I'm going to do that one there, and then this will be attached enough that we can get on and do our flowers. Okay, fence panel adhered. Snip that off. Okay, lose our pins. Okay, so I have got here for my lazy daisies 4 brownie creams and one of this really big golden one. And obviously what we've got is these weird teardrop shapes. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out, that's a nice bit of card, I'm going to cut out the teardrop shape that I want, which is basically that. Yeah, it's that. So that's what I want. And then I'm going to cut all my fabrics around it. Like so. Let's just have a little look. Yeah. Perfect. So, I'm going to get a bit of this. Right, I'm going to start with a very dark. And I'm going to do the dark at the back. And I'm going to come forward lighter. So, cut myself a strip or tear like so, and then I'll take a fabric pen, whoops, and I can get oh, that moved. That wasn't supposed to move. What happened there? I can get I think I want probably 2 of these on that one, and then probably 3 on the other one. You can see it's getting slightly, they're getting slightly bigger. By the time I cut them out, it should be all right. So I want 2 for that one, and then 3 for the other one. And of course the question is, how long would you like to stay? Because this project could take all day. So I think we'll probably just do some, so you get the idea, and then we could come back, keep that, because every petal is going to be like that. So I'm going to work only on this flower for the moment, and these are the petals that are right at the very back. So we're going to build on top of them. So if we put this one, say there, like that, and we need to keep that because that's got our other 3 on for this flower that we're not working on at the moment. Okay, and then this one is gonna sit there like that. Then we're going to graduate our colour. So I think the next one is this lovely patterned fabric from French General. So I want 1, 2 of these as well. I want it to be really full. So again, I just realised there's obviously no point, is there, drawing them all out. Just draw out the ones you want, Claire. I'm sorry about the car party. Right, and then that one will sit on there. See, it's getting lighter as it's coming forward. This is the one I think that's going to scoot off the page. And then once I've got all my pieces of fabric down, I'll think about decorative stitching for it. See, so that one will go there and come off the page. Now it's this light one. I don't think I'm going to use this one. Actually, that one, yeah, no, that's fine. Leave me alone. I'm having a little brain fart. Right, so draw around this plain creamy one now, or coffee, whatever. I think we're just going to have one of these, because we don't want it all to be, you know, matchy set pattern. Probably off camera with this. This is the only trouble with bringing it closer. You tend to go off camera quite easily. I'll cut that really badly, but hey ho. So then that one is going to go there, and then this one over here is going to be this really bright yellow. And then when I do that one there, obviously I'll put a lot more yellow in that one just to even it up a little bit. Goodness me, the wind is horrendous today. Right, so we want the white near the top, yeah, and the bright gold tip. So we've got this beautiful lazy daisy, black-eyed Susan, whatever you call it, there. I like it, but I think I'm gonna overlay that a bit more there and get another one of these yellow on there, and then I might be happier. Oh no, I've lost me, oh there it is. Oh goodness, I thought I'd lost me me little petal. If I lose me petal we'll be in trouble, won't we? Right. And obviously this is my heat erasable pen, so I'm not worried about all the lines. I'll iron all those out. And obviously each one of these is marginally different, even though we've drawn around the same thing, which is great because, you know, in nature, if you go and look at a flower in your garden, although the petals may basically be the same, they will be different. So it gives it a bit of a more natural feel. And then that one will go up there like that. So we got this real busy little flower. I think that's going to be lovely. So what I need to do now is put some pins in this, because I need to keep those in place. I'm going to put this edge one on because it keeps moving for some reason. Oh, there we go. And then this one. Yeah, see, they've all started moving. I'm wondering if I can get in there and get out there. No. Get out there and just like hold them all. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you can hear that. Yeah, that's Boo all upset. She doesn't like the sound of the wind. Really scary rotty she is. Now that's beautiful, I think. We'll worry about the leaf and the stem later on. Now for this top bit here, I don't want to use this because it's the same colour, so maybe that's where this comes in. So what do we want? We want a weird non-circle circle. So bit like that, I think. Get over there. Yeah, there you go. Bit like that. So what I need to do now is think about stitching these and how we're going to do it. So I think what I'd like to do is do each stitch slightly differently, just to make it interesting. So for example, let's work in order. Let's do the back ones first. Here's my needle and white thread. So I'm going to use, this is 406. It's called taupe or champagne or something like that. And I'm going to try and use a different colour and a different stitch for each fabric. I think that'll make it work nicely for us. So get a knot in the back, and I think this first very dark one that's at the back, I'm probably just going to do a running stitch down the centre. So, oh, what's going on? Oh no, that's not rain, that's like a major storm going on. Torrential rain is coming down. Oh lovely, I've got to go and pick grandchildren up. And it's very busy outside their school. I said about doing a running stitch, and then because of that pin I've done a giant stitch, so I'm going to cheat and come up the middle and it's really busy. I suppose it's busy around every school, But it's really busy around the school anyway, and if it's raining, then I imagine the world and his wife will take their car. So unless I turn up an hour early, I'm not going to get parked, am I? So it's raincoat and umbrella, I think. Right. So I've done this really wibbly wobbly, messy running stitch down there. Haven't got a problem with that. So now I'm going to do the same on the other dark leaf. So it's not a running stitch actually, is it? It's a back stitch, but anyway, you know what I mean. And just follow that through. Like so. So then our two really dark taupe leaves at the back, chocolate whatever, they've got that back stitch on them. Okay. Oh, that gold one is not actually attached anymore because I've removed that pin. There you go. So now I'm going to do that lighter one in a different thread and a different stitch, and so I'll carry on. But I think I've had you quite a while, so you've got the idea of what I'm doing. I'm going to stop there for today. I will stitch that round, and then when we come back next time, we can look at doing the other one and maybe the leaves. So as always, I'd like to say a huge thank you to you all for joining me today. Stay safe. I'll see you very soon. Ta-ta.